Tony Russo had been born into the wrong family. Growing up, he never got to play with the cool kids or their shiny toys. But tonight, he'd fixed that error of destiny, and he had dressed up for the occasion. He studied his reflection in his bedroom's full-length mirror and knotted his necktie for the 10th time. The new suit had cost him a large chunk of change. Was the silk tie overkill? He was aiming for respectable, not flashy. The doorbell buzzed. Tony swore under his breath. He had no time for visitors. Niccolo Moretti had invited him to dinner, and you didn't keep Nicky waiting. Not if you valued your head. Soon, Tony would drive out to the Moretti estate in Berkeley, one of Washington, D.C.'s most exclusive neighborhoods. The big boss's wife, Julia, would be there, along with Nicky's powerful business associates. Nicky had asked for a favor. Tony had delivered in spades. And the head of the Moretti cartel knew how to say thank you. Tonight, he'd welcome Tony into the family. Not bad for a butcher's son. The doorbell buzzed again. Tony pulled off the tie and started from scratch. 11th time lucky. One visit to his father's abattoir had convinced Tony not to waste his days processing dead cattle. The stench of raw meat had turned his stomach. Instead, he'd studied chemistry, a skill set Nicky Moretti appreciated. Tony suspected Nicky operated his own secret slaughterhouses. Tony pushed the thought from his mind. Plausible deniability was the key to success in the Moretti universe. What Tony didn't know couldn't hurt him. He merely provided the merchandise. What his clients did with that product was neither his business nor his responsibility. The buzzer honked a third time. What's this guy's problem? Tony yanked the tie from the stiff white collar of his dress shirt, tossed the silk strip on his bed, and stormed out of his room. From Tony's fancy suit, nobody would guess he lived in a dingy 2-room hole-in-the-wall that stank of dry rot. Tony had invested the rest of his service fee in a down payment on an apartment in a better neighborhood. He was moving up in the world. He reached the front door. Who is it? Delivery, a young woman said. Tony hadn't ordered anything. He pressed his eye to the peephole. In cut-off jeans and a black t-shirt, the delivery girl chewed gum and studied her manicured nails. She tucked a large Amazon package under her arm. A ponytail of jet black hair stuck out the back of her black baseball cap with the retailer's familiar smile logo. She's cute. His irritation subsided. This wouldn't take long. With his classy suit and charming smile, he might even get her number. He unlocked the door and grinned. The girl's tanned skin, high cheekbones, and dark slanted eyes spoke of Native American heritage. Her smile had a naughty edge. He'd definitely get her number. Tony reached for the package, but she blocked him with a clipboard. Sign first. He took the clipboard and fished for the pen at the end of a string. Tony had found his angle. He'd hold the clipboard hostage until she parted with her number. Piece of cake. He signed his name and selected a pickup line. So, what's the guy gotta do to... She lunged at him, and pain flared in the back of his hand. Hey! Blood oozed from the gash on his skin. She had stabbed him with the blackened point of a switchblade. What the hell? His hand burned. A warm, tingling sensation spread up his arm and circulated through his body. She shoved him hard on the chest, and he staggered backward. The clipboard slipped from his fingers and clattered on the tiles. His legs turned to jelly. He collapsed to the floor. The girl followed him inside and closed the door behind her. Tony lay flat on his back. He tried to get up, but his limbs refused to respond. He tried to speak, but his mouth wouldn't move. His lungs struggled to draw breath. He couldn't even blink. What has she done to me? The girl got to work. She sliced open the Amazon package and extracted a bundle of clothing. Rubber gloves, plastic coveralls, and a surgical hair cap. Within seconds, she looked like the workers at his father's abattoir.